Warren Stoll was booked in at Georgia Street Jail on suspicion of manslaughter. We received a call from Sergeant Zachary. He informed us that no one was home at the Barson house, but according to one of the neighbors, Mrs. Barson was expected back around 11:30. 11:45 p.m., we broke the news of her son's death to Mrs. Barson as gently as we could. She immediately became hysterical, and Frank called the family doctor, who prescribed the proper sedatives. Later, when she recovered herself a bit, she asked for the full story. We told her.
How could it happen? Bobby, how could it happen?
Oh, we're sorry, ma'am. There's nothing much we can say, but we certainly tried to stop it.
But you didn't stop it. You let them kill him.
We tried to warn him, ma'am. We tried to warn all of them.
You didn't try. Bob's dead. He's 17 years old and he's dead. I can thank you for that.
We're sorry you feel that way, ma'am.
Why shouldn't I feel that way? You call yourselves policemen? That boy who killed Bobby, he should have been in jail in the first place. A young killer running around loose. You're just as guilty as he is.
I'm not trying to defend the boy, ma'am, but he's not a young killer. He doesn't even have a record.
I don't care anything about records. He's a killer. He took a knife and he killed Bobby. And you let him do it. You let him do it, my only baby.
We better be going.
Yeah.
Where is he? What have they done with him? I want to see him.
The coroner can tell you that, ma'am. I suggest either you or your husband call him in the morning.
Dear God. I suppose there'll be an inquest, too.
Yes, ma'am. You'll be notified about the time and the date.
I hope you have to live with this. I hope you live with it like I'll have to live with it. I hope it haunts you for the rest of your life.
I know how you feel, ma'am, but you're wrong. I think you'll realize that in time.
They murdered Bob. You let them do it. I'll always remember that.
Well, you might remember something else, too, ma'am. The last time we were here, we tried to make you understand.
You didn't know Bobby. You didn't understand him. I was the only one. I knew what he was thinking. I always knew what he was going to do. I was the only one.
No, ma'am. There was someone else.
What?
The boy who killed him.
On April 10th, a hearing was held in the juvenile court of the state of California in and for the county of Los Angeles. In a moment, the results of that hearing.
That weight giving you trouble?
No trouble at all. That's Junior. I always keep trim and fit. Bye, dear.
You must feed him Grape-Nuts, the high-protein cereal.
Sure. We always start our day with a high-protein breakfast, like Grape-Nuts with milk and sugar.
You know, a lot of people don't realize Grape-Nuts give you more protein per spoonful than any other cereal.
30% more.
And what a flavor. That exclusive, different Grape-Nuts flavor is so nut-like and crisp.
That's why Grape-Nuts are just a little bit better than any other cereal.
Most any cereal is fine with me, as long as you spell it P-O-S-T, 'cause all Post cereals happen to be
Just a little better.
a little bit better. A little bit better than any other cereal happens to be.
Grape-Nuts give you 30% more protein per spoonful than any other cereal.
The subject was filed on under Section 700 sub-M of the Welfare and Institutions Code, charged with manslaughter, and was turned over to the State Youth Authority. 17 other principals involved were also filed on under Section 700 sub-M of the Welfare and Institutions Code and charged with assault with a deadly weapon. Of those 17, 11 were placed on probation. The remaining 6 were turned over to the State Youth Authority for confinement in one of its facilities.
This is the modern cigarette, L&M. Best taste in the business. Pure white filter, inside and out. Draws easier, smokes cleaner. Smart to smoke. I think you'll like L&M. Try them, won't you? Good night.
It was brought to you by today's most exciting cigarette, L&M. Light into that live modern flavor. Next week, Dragnet will be presented by Post Cereals.